Greetings everyone, here is Lodrik and this is the Game War in the Pacific Admits Edition. This is my PBEM match against Xargun. He's the Allied Commander and for me it's Empire of Japan. Scenario 1 on game version 26B. All very classic, no mods. And we have now the 20th January 1942. I take Davao without enemy presence, so no fight. I'm still waiting for any real heavy counterattacks from the Allies. My minesweepers are back after I let them rest one day in Manila, then I was able to operate again. Yeah. And Porta Princesa, maybe the last base force outside of Mindanao. Gilbert Islands, there are some more dot bases I must take. Ocean Island is also a smaller island where you can dig some resources and transport back to the Japanese main islands. Of course it's very far away and I'm not sure if it makes sense, but at least I can transport the resources to Truk first and then I will see for more. So, again, no navy clash. And also my navy search don't detect any enemy task force. And because this unit is now here in clear terrain, so it's a victim. Someone must be the victim. In this case, it's this Chinese unit. And I bomb Singapore. But Fleck is so strong again. We have here also thunderstorm, so not the best weather. So not really high casualties or hit rate on the ground. And for this normally the Fleck is still too strong. But I cannot fly higher, so I do my best. And this was only wrong here, this is a ground attack, but normally I want of course a airfield attack. Small attacks everywhere. At least in China I can write off enemy units or squads. Singapore is another hard fortress. I really must battle for this. But once I take Singapore and all the British army, then there's only Dutch forces left for me to clear in Sumatra. Burma is already more or less secured, at least the most important areas, so I'm not so sure what I will do once this is all over. Okay, no special airstrikes more. Again, no feedback from the Allies. First some bombardments again. I don't really care the casualties, it's more like keep everyone busy. And after my not so successful frontal attempt to storm the hill, I switch back to bombardments, and this is working. So I can create more casualties with bombardments and with frontal delivery attacks. Kokong, the bombardment is chipping away more and more of the Chinese forces. And I also are now in North Burma, but no one is here to defend the base. More units getting pinned down, some dot bases switching. There's also no one. And that was all. So very light turn, only for my Army Air Force over Singapore. It was a not so easy day. And no sunk ship by my submarine fleet. That is not good. At least one ship per day must normally be killed by the Japanese submarine commanders all over the oceans. Yeah, I hope I can kill 2 tomorrow. So first casualties in the air, flag losses and related to flag damage, 4 airframes with 1 killed pilot. This is okay, this I can accept. No sinking sound, no information, so everything is fine. There was also no real big land battle. I can only say that I tried to catch this guys. You can also see that Xargun is trying to cross the mountain. You have half the normal road, I have here the highway, so I will try to be in this hex first, then I control the hex. Then all of these units, they're trying to escape over this hex. So if I can take this hex first, then Xargun must fight for me, or he must go back where he come from. At the same time, I bring here 1 division, so I will normally trying to surround this army group. These are 11, 12, 14 units, because these guys are too far away. And I have another army group with 2 divisions trying to take over this mountain. This is a peak mountain here. So who controls this mountain control more or less the movement between Sichuan and Inner Mongolia. And here's only 1 unit. So whatever that is, I hope that 2 divisions plus a lot of mountain guns, because I take all these mountain guns with me, that they have enough firepower to take the hex. Once I take the hex, I think I need a big Chinese army to kick me out. And I need only really block this hex, nothing more. So the rest of my Xi'an army can normally defeat this northern Chinese army and then maybe switch to the southern. It also looks like that Xargun is desperate and he tried to cross the mountain without any road connection. He can try this, but if he won't go back to Sichuan, he must cross 2, normally 3 hexes, because he's also no, if you walk west, then there's no road up to here. I don't know how your units looks after this. And I not really need to kill them. Yeah, I can get points for this, but this have no real impact in the long run. What I need is taking Lenshao and Inner Mongolia without as fast as possible, it says this. I also try to create a new southern army with attack power, so I send my 2 half-defeated divisions to Kokong and reinforce here my 23rd Hong Kong army, and maybe with this attack power I can overcome the enemy. So I think here's 600 AV, and I will have 1,500, so double attack value. This is a double terrain, so I could achieve a victory, and the only hex the enemy can escape is normally west. This means I'm in range of my Air Force and I can run him down. And then this army can normally, in the long run, go for Nanning, open the highway to Vietnam or French Indochina. And this will have impact, hopefully. This will also, if I can take out these two more cities, and this open a complete new front, because then I can go north or east. But yeah, need at least some more time. My Wenzhou army is back in Wenzhou. I need to rest. It was a little tired. I have not really lost units, but half my army, or at least a third of my army, is disabled. So I need at least 1 week here to recover. At the same time, I can see that the Chinese are moving west. Let them come out. I will take the highway and catch them sooner or later. And I control the sky, so I need that they come out of this rough terrain. If they are taking here the cities, this is all clear terrain. It's okay for me. We can fight for this. It's nothing really here to lose for me. That is all looks nice to have, but have no impact at all. Yeah. He took the base. I still need to push more north. Not that this really matters. He is not much more. Here I can take some resources, but most important is here the oil and the refineries. This is the last important base in Burma. The rest is, I don't know. You can take it. You better take it. But it's not a really heavy strategic position. You must fight for it to the end. Mindanao is, all the forces are here on the mountain. It's a mountain. So if I take all bases first and the mountain at the end, then I hope for morale victory. Then I must really defeat them all one by one. And nothing else happened on the map. A lot of logistic. I'm at the end of my supply line here. So I only can take Fiji and maybe catch here the last bases, and maybe in the end go for Pago Pago. But this is first enough. I have no fuel, I have no supplies, I have no base forces. I must first build up this to secure what I have. This is what I must take or like to take. This will more or less block the way to Brisbane and even make it hard to ship for Sydney. So if Xargun won't go, he must go to New Zealand, and this means I can focus a lot of my submarines around New Zealand and maybe pick here some ships. And with a little luck, I can also pick up some cruisers, battleships, or best case carriers. Good. Last information. The situation in Tokyo, this is always the only base you really need to check. So I slowly building up more supplies, but it's not enough. First, if I have here 50,000 supplies in stock, then I will start to ship out supplies to the front line. And my industry is fine, so I here you can see the total numbers. I increased my heavy industry output. I built no, not light industry, heavy industry. So I built up a lot of bases, a little more. Everywhere normally is 10 or 20 more. So I've built maybe 50, no more. I think I have 20 bases, and in each I built maybe 20. So I think I built up to 500 heavy industry, 500,000 it cost me. But this means I also produce 1,000 more supplies per day in the long run. Good. Engines are coming fine. Non-stop upgraded, never stop. If I have supplies, I upgrade the everyone age 32, 33, 34, 35. Everything is maxed out. 5 times the 45, 5 times 43, and only the one keep here because it's the 80. I don't really need many airframes, but I maybe get some free airframes, and I can build very low numbers of these airplanes with this engine. But I would not build too many. Maybe if I have a pool of 100 or 200, then I stop. So maximum 3 months production, and then I can maybe switch it. And yeah, because Xargun don't really fight with me, I keep in production low, means I can build more engines, and I really only push for the Oscar. I try to use the Oscar at least for the first 6 months as much as possible at the front line. I can replace army pilots much faster and better. I can train more pilots with army, air force, and yeah. Zeros are really carrier-based fighters in special operation long range distance. AND is nothing special too early. It's only mid of or end of January. Nothing is really coming. The roof is coming slowly but steadily. And all the rest is slow. Helen is also okay. I have here one Helen factory. You start, I think, with 15 or 16. So if it's a little luck, end of the month, I have maybe the Helen. But I don't have the A&D bonus because my engine is, of course, far too. I mean, the H-34, you start with 0 more or less. So, and we are only 5 weeks or 6 weeks in the war. But I'm already at 150 engines per month, so I need 2 more months to get the bonus. Good. Anything else? I don't think so. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.